Today I want to show you the power of a SEDEC P120 Enterpad when used in conjunction with medical transcription. As you can see, the Enterpad has 120 keys. Each key can be configured to reproduce any sequence of characters and commands available on a standard PC keyboard. In our medical transcription example, the Enterpad is used to activate shortcuts created in the AutoHotkey program. Many transcriptionists already use the AutoHotkey program to create powerful keyboard shortcuts. The problem quickly becomes remembering all the shortcuts. The benefits of using an Enterpad with AutoHotkey are fewer errors, quicker data entry, correct spelling, and results in greater productivity, which means more money. In this example, the top 3 rows are dedicated to transcription headers. This is followed by a section that contains common medical terms that doctors use repeatedly. The bottom row is the control row. The left portion allows for quick entry of dates, while the right half is used to edit and change the current AutoHotkey configuration. The row above the last row contains standard phrases that doctors tend to use over and over. Naturally, you can configure the Enterpad to meet your specific needs. We will start our new transcription by pressing the Dr. Jones key to enter the headers he regularly uses. The cursor is positioned ready to start typing the patient's name, which is Jane Doe. Advancing to the date field, we press the Yesterday key to enter yesterday's date. In the preoperative diagnosis section, we press the 2 keys that enter basal cell and carcinoma and finish the sentence. On the next line, the keys that enter squamous cell carcinoma are pushed. In the procedure section, we push key 102, which enters the phrase, "The patient is brought into the operating room and placed in the," and we finish with a supine position. Pressing Enterpad key 51 quickly enters the type of anesthesia that was administered. For the last sentence, we again push the basal cell carcinoma keys. Advancing to the indication for procedure field, we push key 105, which enters the phrase, "The patient is a," leaving us to enter 61-year-old woman with a biopsy proven, where we again press basal cell carcinoma keys. The next sentence uses the squamous cell carcinoma keys, allowing us to finish with "of the scalp." To complete the transcription, we press the signature line, and finally the transcriptionist's identification information. Our next transcription is for a colonoscopy. Changing the configuration takes just a few seconds. Pushing the load configuration key displays a list of current AutoHotkey configurations we have developed. We simply open the colonoscopy configuration, swap out the graphic overlay, and we are ready to get to work for the colonoscopy. As you can see when I press the colonoscopy header key. Pressing the last configuration key switches back to the previous configuration, in this example the oncology. Don't forget to swap the graphic overlays. The last configuration key is similar to pressing the Alt-Tab in Windows. Pressing the starter header key confirms that we are again using an oncology configuration. The edit configuration key allows us to edit the current AutoHotkey configuration. In the future, Dr. Jones wants the date field to appear before the patient name. We simply move down to the patient line, highlight it, and cut and paste it below the date field. When you have saved the changes, you will be asked if you want to edit the graphic overlay associated with the configuration. Since this change did not affect the labeling of any keys, we will enter no. Clearing the current document and pressing the main header key confirms that the date field now appears before the patient's name. The Create New Configuration key will make a copy of the current configuration and Excel overlay file with a new name. This allows you to create a new configuration using an existing configuration as a starting point. You are asked to type the name for the new configuration and are then placed in the AutoHotkey editor to make the necessary changes. For simplicity, we are creating a new transcription for Dr. Adams by placing his name on the first line of the header. When we save the Dr. Adams configuration, we are again asked if we want to edit the new overlay. This time we will answer yes. Again, for simplicity, we are just adding Dr. Adams' name to the oncology header. Before saving the overlay, we would naturally print the new overlay and add it to our existing overlay library. Clearing the old header and pressing the Start Header key shows that Dr. Adams' configuration is now active. This simple example shows just some of the power of using an Enterpad with auto hotkey and medical transcription. Your needs and imagination are the only limits to incorporating this combination into your transcribing. To learn more about using the Enterpad, take a few minutes, visit the STEC or the PM Kidder website, or call the toll-free numbers. Thank you, and happy transcribing.